Now if we want to disassemble our piston con rod assemblies, we can do that. And we're just going to show you two different types here that we have in front of us. Both of them snap rings. One of them you can use needle nose pliers. Squeeze this here. Almost did it one-handed. Snap rings out. Should be able to just push this guy out. Here he is. Just about finished. Now here we have our connecting rod. And then on the other side, we have our piston and our wrist pin, piston pin, gudgeon, whatever we choose to call it. When you get a hold of this guy, I always check them right away for ridges. You can see the difference in color. I know it's kind of reflective in here, but you can see a difference in color where it's been wore. You want to check for that. Immediately visually inspect the bushings for that pin. See how they're doing. Doing okay. And you can check the bushing in this here connecting rod assembly too, and it looks really good. Now if we want to split the other piston, should be just as easy. We can't use our needle nose pliers anymore, but we can use snap ring pliers. These are the true snap ring. Pop that guy in here. Did one hand that one. Flip him over. Now, this guy here is really a full floater. You can see the pin already wants to come out. So we'll lift this up. Came apart quite easily. Now again, this is our monotherm style piston, made of forged steel. Take a look at him. Here's our wrist pin. No ridges on it. It looks okay. We can measure it and see how it looks later on. There's a bit of discoloration on this side, probably got a little bit hot. Another sign that this guy here had some excessive heat is this seized top compression ring. That's a giveaway as well. You can check these bearings. And these bearings you can actually see a little bit of wear. They're not brand new, not like that Kubota anyway. So a little bit different. You can see some wear on that bearing surface itself, not 100% new. You can also see these bearings are wide, quite wide on one side. The other side's actually rather thin. That's for the loading on this guy here. As you move around, we'll actually have the inverse on the connecting rod, where we have a very large bearing surface here and a smaller surface on the top. Now this one here, a little bit of crud in there. You can see an oil hole where oil can come up through the rod and lubricate the bearings in here. You can see some grooving in this bearing to allow the oil to lubricate the whole bearing surface around that gudgeon. And then on the other side, you can actually see the oil hole as it gets oil from the crankshaft, allow oil to come up and go to our wrist pin bearing. That's removing the piston, pin, and con rod from each other.